Hi guys, Alberto here. You're watching the Bedroom Rocker YouTube channel, and today we're taking a very good look at the NUX MG-400 played with acoustic guitar. This is quite an amazing and very affordable modular unit. I've previously made a full review out of it, focusing more on electric guitar and an additional one focusing on bass. So for today, I'm going to start by creating a patch for acoustic guitar. Then we're going to talk about the recording setup. I'm going to show you several additional sound samples. And finally, we move on to the review part. So grab a drink, sit tight, and let's go. So let's use the NUX tone editor software to create a preset for acoustic guitar. And to do this, I'm going to start with one of the factory presets and just save it as a new. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to bypass everything. So just to give you a rough idea of how my bypass sounds like. So now you're gonna hear only the undersaddle pickup of the guitar with all the effects completely bypassed. And just to give you an idea, I'm also gonna play the sounds through the voice microphone to give you an idea of how it sounds here in the room. So as you probably heard, the undersaddle pickup doesn't add any of the complexity of the body resonance that the acoustic guitar has, which it's much better when recording through a proper condenser microphone. And we're going to try to compensate for that using the IRs in the NUX MG-400. So IRs are really the core of acoustic guitar presets here. And we have three different options. The first one is the JH Bird, which is based on the Gibson Hummingbird, GH15, which is based on the Gibson J15, and MD45, which is a Martin D45, which is the one I'm going to use here. And now it's the exact same setup, just with the IR added, and let's see the difference that it makes. Now this sounds much better already, and it's a pretty good bass guitar sound. The only thing I would definitely add here is also a reverb. Would keep it very simple, so just a room reverb. And that's already pretty good as it is. I think everything else here now will be just supplementing it. Starting with an amplifier, so there is one amplifier for acoustic guitar, which is the Stageman. You see that the amplifier automatically is shifted after the IR, and you can use the amplifier to add a bit more color to your sound. It's nice to have a 3-band EQ here, and let's see how that sounds. So I actually tend to prefer the more natural woody sound of the acoustic guitar without the amplifier in it, but it's a nice to have. Besides that, I mean, the noise gate could be useful, right? So if you're having noise in your setup, I would just leave it here, but in bypass mode. Compressor can be quite useful for fingerstyle especially, and here I tend to like the studio compressor a lot. So this tends to make your quieter notes a bit louder and your loudest notes a bit quieter, even ups your playing a bit, so it's awesome for fingerstyle playing. You have, of course, all the options for the distortions. I don't really like to use distortions with acoustic guitar, but you can do that as well. You have the EQ, which can be a 6-band or 10-band EQ. I'll leave that 6-band, but also bypass it for now. It's pretty self-explanatory what it does. And then you have modulation, which has many great options. I think especially many chorus options, which are great for acoustic guitar, starting with the chorus ensemble, the CE1. Usually here, if I increase the depth, I like to reduce the intensity and vice versa. Other option, the classic chorus. ST chorus. And the last one, the stereo chorus, which you won't hear in stereo because I'm recording in mono right now, so I won't even show that. Then you have a bunch of other modulation effects that you could use, like vibrato, or maybe a tremolo would be good in acoustic guitar as well. And some less conventional effects like a pitch shifter, for example, or a vibrato, but I would really leave here as a more useful one as the chorus probably. Then delay could also be useful for some fun things, but I think really the core of the sound here is only the IR and the reverb, and that's pretty much all you need. The previous recording was done in mono because I needed to record the MG-400 and my voiceover at the same time, but for all subsequent recordings I'm going to use the MG-400 only. This can also be used as an audio interface. This means I'm plugging it straight into my laptop using a USB-C cable, and this also means that I can record in stereo this way. The acoustic guitar that I'm using is my trusty old Crafter F85. This is a really entry-level, mid-level guitar from about 20 years ago. Very simple laminated top and a terrible undersaddle pickup, which really just highlights how adding the IRs on top of it improves your sound. So let me know your thoughts on the NUX MG-400 played with acoustic guitar. I'm really happy with the sounds. I think adding the IRs on top of my undersaddle pickup really enhances the sound, makes it more three-dimensional and rich, and I basically never record acoustic guitar without IRs anymore. The MG-400 is of course mostly geared towards electric guitar. This was a big problem for the bass because here you only have one bass amp model and you cannot add additional bass amp models, or you cannot add more amp models by yourself. But for acoustic guitars, this is not a problem because the main thing is the IRs, or impulse responses, and the MG-400 supports third-party IRs. So you can basically load a bunch of different acoustic guitar IRs here and make it a very nice acoustic guitar sound library. Then you have a bunch of different effects to add upon that. For me, the most important ones are the reverb, the chorus, and the compressor. And I think the rest is kind of complementary, nice to have, but not really essential. And then you have additional features like the fact that this is an audio interface, and also the looper and the drum machine, which are not specifically for acoustic guitar, but always handy for practicing. And also I think many artists that do kind of guitar and voice live like to use a looper for their performances. So overall, really well-rounded features. And for about 210 euros, this goes here in Germany for this price. I think you'll be hard-pressed to find more for less. That's all for today. I really hope the review was helpful and fun to watch. If that's the case, make sure to leave it a big thumbs up. And if you want to watch more guitar, bass, and gear-related content, also make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for future videos. Also, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to support the Bedroom Rocker YouTube channel, make sure to check my affiliate links in the description box down below. If you use them to buy anything, I earn a small commission, and this really helps me to get more products and make additional review videos like this one at no additional cost for you. So keep on rocking and cheers!